So, to learn a little Torah, Erev Pesach, that everybody's Torud, but just a few things on the Haggadah that maybe will add some insights into the Haggadah and enriching the table. But as I always say, the idea of the Haggadah is to get everybody into it, and therefore you gear the Seder and the Haggadah to the people that are around, so that it keeps their interest and gets them involved. And that's the Iker. That's the challenge of the Haggadah, and that's the job of the Haggadah. And today came to me to speak about a few sections where the Baal Haggadah, in several Haggadahs, it starts off, V'Haggadah Levincha, Yachol me Rosh Chodesh, right? So there are some Mefarshim who learn that why are we getting into this for at this point? Because we just finished the Arba Banim, and we spoke about the Sheni de Elisho. On the Sheni de Elisho, we says, at Psachla, you have to go ahead and open him up and get him aroused, get him into it, right? Right? Bringing the pasuk of V'Haggadah Levincha. And therefore, because we mentioned the pasuk of V'Haggadah Levincha, so the Baal Haggadah continues with the inyan of Yacham Rosh Chodesh. I would think that you should start talking about Tzias Mitzrayim from Rosh Chodesh. So Mefarshim say that, so according to some Mefarshim, this is Dafka, a Hemshech L'Sheni de Elisho, because we brought it in for the Sheni de Elisho. But then why is it this a general discussion? V'Haggadah Levincha is a mitzvah say d'oraisa Sipur Tzias Mitzrayim. So why is it dafka connected to the Sheni de Elisho? So maybe from this we have to go back to a general understanding of the Arba Banim. That the truth is that some Mefarshim say the Arba Banim are not just different people, but the emes is that the Arba Banim are actually every single one of us. Because every single one of us has times when we're any one of the Arba Banim, right? And that therefore the Arba Banim really is every person. Because there are times that we're a Chacham, and there are times that we're a Rasha, and there are times that we're a Tam, and there are times that we're a Sheni de Elisho. And that we have to know how to respond to each time, even in our own lives. How are we supposed to act? What do we have to do? How are we supposed to do things to get ourselves involved in our relationship to HaKadosh Baruch Hu? And the aspect of Sheni de Elisho is very interesting. I remember when I first came to Eretz Yisrael, first time I went to the Koso, my feelings were dead. Nothing. I had absolutely no reaction to it. It was an amazing thing. Mamish, nothing. I was sure that I would be so taken up. Garnished. Nothing. So it didn't speak to me. Right? There are certain times in life when things don't speak to us and don't get us excited. Right? We felt kind of totally flat. Right? It took time. Baruch Hashem, after living in Eretz Yisrael for when I came here to live here, so it became to the point where I feel that before I go to Chutz La'aretz, I got to go and say goodbye to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and go to the Koso, right? But that's a relationship that what do you do? So it says when you're in a Sheni de Elisho, you got to do something that makes it exciting. You got to do V'Haggadah Levincha. You got to bring it up and make it exciting, right? In order to bring the regesh into it. And that's why he's saying, no, how do you do that? So it would say, Tamid Lomar B'Yamahu, on that day, and only U'matzah Marv Nachum Fanecha, meaning through doing the mitzvahs, through acting, that through activity, interactivity with the mitzvahs, that then sometimes we get ourselves into the mood and we kind of get our emotions giving them a hot shot and getting them started to start to move. And this is a lesson in life generally, that when you see that you're flat, so you got to do something that you do, and you get yourself into the proper avirah. The pasuk then says, "Tamid lama bavur zeh lo amarti el b'shosh yeshmatzu morim minachim lefanecha." So the Farshim asked the question that in the mahalach of this drasha over here, there's something which is extra. Because first of all, it says, May Rosh Chodesh, right? Now we understand, Rosh Chodesh is when Hashem said, Chodesh is Elachem, it's the beginning of the Geula, fine. So it says, Bayom Ahu. So, Bayom Ahu maybe during the day. So it says, B'shosh yesh matzum bavur zeh, matzum mar. Well, once you tell me bavur zeh, what do you have to say Bayom Ahu? If you already said bavur zeh, so you know it's because of matzum maror. So then, obviously, it's on the night of the Seder. So what do you have to say by, what does the pasuk have to say by Yom Ahu for? So the Shalach Kadosh says that, the pshat is like this, that when you try to give somebody the time and to get somebody involved, right, if you don't have the Yishuv Adas for it, then you don't do it right. Sometimes people come and ask questions, right, and they want to have instant answers. So when I was younger, I used to think that, somebody asks a question, if you don't give an answer immediately, so then they'll think you don't know. Okay? Truth is, it doesn't make a difference if they think you don't know. But if you don't answer with Yishuv Adas, I try never to answer a question like that. Today, as I've gotten older, but it's not just today. So for years, I realized that when a person asks you a shaila, stop. Think about it. Think it through, and then give an answer. Right? You got to have the Yishuv Adas. Without the Yishuv Adas, it's not the right thing. So the Shalach Kadosh says that you got a child, you want to get him involved in something, right? He's asking a question. Don't start right away. Tonight, when we're not busy, right now we're running around and doing things. When we have the Yishuv Adas, we'll sit down and we'll be able to talk things through properly. Also, an important lesson in life in chinuch. But I was thinking that perhaps it goes further. We spoke yesterday about the idea that the Akravas Korban Pesach is an Ikar Avoda, right? Akravas Korban Pesach is not just a Achana for Achila, but it's an Ikar Avoda. So the day of Yud Daled B'Nisan, as a matter of fact, it's very fascinating. In the Parshas Hamodos in Vayikra that we read, right, where it talks about the different Yomim Tovim. So the first day is Uvar Yom LaChodesh Harishon Pesach Lashem. V'chamisha Asar Yom Chag HaMatzah Shivas Yom Lashem. It's as if it's a separate yontif. Yud Daled is a yontif by itself. It's a very important day. You're doing a lot of avoda. The avoda of the Korban Pesach is a tremendous avoda. So therefore, I would think that, together with the avoda of the Korban Pesach, this is the time to do the Haggadah to Levincha. This is the time to talk about it. So therefore, the Chiddush is that you only discuss it when there's the Gemara, when you finish, right? When you finish and you're ready to sit down and say, okay, now I'm going to finish the mitzvah and do it properly. I'm going to see how it all falls into place. Now we'll talk about it. And that's the answer to the question. You know why it has to say by Yom Ahu? Because if it would only say Bavur Zeh, I would think it's a remez that you got to be active in doing some mitzvah, and at that time you can talk about it. So then anything that gets you involved, maybe even on Yud Daled, maybe it could be even before Yud Daled when you go out to buy the set, right? So you go ahead and you can talk about it. It says no. It says it's got to be everything combined. Even though by Yom Ahu has a lot to it, and you're active and doing a lot of mitzvahs, and you're involved with doing a lot of mitzvahs, Afal Pikein, there's still wait to the end. And that's the chiddush. It needs to say Bayom Hazeh and Bayom Hahu and Bavur Zeh. To let you know that even though there's a lot of activity, the middle is not the time. Because the middle, you're not finished everything. It only gives you a part. And therefore he says that he puts in Bayom Hahu and Bavur Zeh. The Gra learns a very important lesson from here. You know, there's a meaning of Klal Yisrael on Shabbos Haggadah, right? They would stop saying Baruch Nafshi during the winter, and on Shabbos Haggadah they would say the Haggadah from Avodah Mayinu until L'chaper Nafshi Seinu, right? All the way that part of the Haggadah. And the Gra didn't do it. It's just the Gra learned from the fact that it says that it's also to do it till then. And that also has a lot of merit. Because I very often thought that in every cheder, every kid's given all types of Torahs and learning and all that. Come to the Leila Seder, sometimes, well, okay, it's old hat. I've done it already. It's all done, right? Says the Gra, don't do it beforehand. Because then when it comes to it, it's new. It's got the excitement, right? Oh, then it has the proper effect. And that's also true in life. Sometimes you have to wait to do something to a point where it gives you that excitement, right? That then it has the full hashpah of the moment. So today, Mitzvah says that the kids learn about it. So it's got to be that comes Leila Seder, you've got to be innovative. You've got to think of something different, something that's going to make it exciting and different, that even with everything that they did till then, it's still going to be something that's exciting.